After seeing how the whole Mamdani Trump meeting went down, I went to conservative Reddit to see what they were saying. And it was a lot of Trump is playing 4D chess. He's just propping him up so he can watch Mamdani fall down. I mean, if you say so, Mamdani is charming. Okay.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, Iyano Show KE. Hope you are good. Hope you are fine, guys. I just want to appreciate you guys for just tuning my channel. So, guys, there is story about Trump meeting Mamdani, and you see that it has drawn a lot of reaction to the Americans. And today I'm basing of the reaction of Black America reacting to Mamdani meeting Trump. And you see that Trump, when they met, Trump really appreciated the meeting, and he was sharing and showing much love to Mamdani. And many people have said that this is ironical, and some are saying that it's good that Mamdani meeting Trump. But here are some of this reaction of Black Americans reacting to the meeting of Trump and Mamdani. And you have any comment? Let me in the comment section. Let us view. Let us see what we are saying about this story.
Trump is a performance artist, and Mamdani has studied him. That is what is happening. I know a lot of people are concerned about how this meeting with Mamdani and Trump went today. There's some understandably skepticism around having someone like Trump agree with somebody like Mamdani that is diametrically opposed to everything that he stands for and does. But something that I really, really need you all to understand about politicians, especially once they go from being a candidate into office, is they are going to have to navigate spaces with people that they do not agree with and sometimes hate. It's just part of being in politics. And a lot of times people go from really loving a candidate, and then once they're in office, they feel betrayed or things of that nature because of what it looks like to have to navigate in a space with people that you don't agree with, or in this case, are actually harmful. Now, I do get it. I do, because there are instances like the Fettermans of the world where like there truly has been a situation where they have abandoned their stances and have sold out, or whatever you want to call it. But it is so important to recognize when someone is trying to achieve a goal strategically and when they're just playing into something that for their own benefit and switching sides and all that. Look, a big part of being in office is having to build relationships with people that you may be diametrically opposed to and even hate. Truthfully, like that is how it is, because just imagine you're a House rep in office. You're trying to pass a piece of legislation that is going to be helpful for your constituents, and you don't have all the votes. Some of the votes you need are on the other side of the aisle. What are you going to do? You still want to like represent your constituents, right? You got to reach across the aisle. And sometimes that means pressuring the other side of the aisle to do what you're trying to pass, and like in its original form, which would be the preferred option, and usually what people expect of their representatives in this scenario. But a lot of times it's not the reality. A lot of times it means having to cross the aisle and build relationships with the people on the other side, even if they are like violent, harmful people. I'm so serious. And it's because whether you like it or not, they're in office and you need their vote. And you probably try to find the ones that are the most likely to come to your side. And sometimes those people are really awful. But you have to build relationships with them to get shit done. So it's like, do you sit in Stonewall and you just sit and do and just say, if we don't do it this way, then I don't want to do it at all? Or do you try to negotiate with them? Because negotiations tend to go better when you have a relationship to build off of. That's what Mamdani is doing. I mean, today a journalist asked about it, and he quite literally was like, yeah, I still think he's a fascist. Now, was it weird that Trump was like, yeah, you should just go ahead and say, yeah, that was weird as hell. But that's weird on Trump's part, not on Mamdani's. And I think another important thing to remember or understand here is Trump himself. I think there's a lot of ways that Trump is a very not smart individual. But there's some ways that he does have a lot of competency that works in his favor, and he leans into it a lot. And all those pieces are like connected to each other. Like for one, he love bombs people to all get out, to get them to on his side in order to use them to his advantage. So there's that. And I think because of that, he's also attracted to people with power. But Mamdani was just like voted into office for a position over one of the most, if not the most important city in this country, at least economically and many other ways. That's not something to bat your eyes at. And then I think another thing to remember, if you're confused about how today went, is that he tries to appear powerful instead of actually being powerful. And it's a lot of times that practice, what is it? Not practice makes perfect, but fake it till you make it. He's been faking it till you make it like his entire life. He faked it till he made it into the into the White House. And it's just worked in his favor. And I think it's important to think about the fact that he is insecure. Like there's an element, I'm not a mental health professional, but if I remember correctly, I think an element of narcissism can include like a heavy element of insecurity and people pleasing. So you have to think like he's trying to project this look of confidence, and it seems to dwindle because he's insecure. It seems to dwindle when he's actually confronted face to face with the people that he's talking about. It happens all the time. Even Kamala talks about it in her book. When he was on the phone with her, he was great, lovely, blah, 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 like complimented her, said she was going to do a great job. He said some like completely different things to her on the phone than he's said on social media and in debates and interviews and things like that. So you have that level of people pleasing and weakness that shows through it, through the insecurity that shows through when he's having these face-to-face interactions. That also plays into the jokey, more human-looking side of the interactions he tends to have with people that he wants to love bomb and take advantage of and things like that. So there's that as well. And then also, too, I'm pretty sure, like, he's surrounded by yes men, like, all the time. And a lot of times you'll probably hear, like, people that are constantly surrounded by people that don't challenge them find people that do very interesting. Would that be surprising to you when you got everybody waiting on you hand and foot because you're the president and they need you to do what they want? That's a whole nother thing. But I guarantee you that's partially why he liked Mamdani being there as well. He could be advantageous to him for his own personal gain. There's the fact that he is in a position of power now. Like, I know a lot of people look at mayor as, you know, like not a... But local politics are incredibly important, especially, like I said, over a city like New York. And then you put that on the top of the fact that, like, Mamdani is a confident individual that knows how to communicate with people and is smart and is charming to people. He beat him at his own game, y'all. This is not something that's like to stress about. I swear. Also, I guarantee you he like loves bombs people like in a competitive way too. Like, oh, can I get them on my side kind of thing. Almost like a game kind of situation. And like a few months ago, didn't he even say like, what did he say? Like smart people don't like me, or yeah, something like that. Smart people don't like me or don't support me or some shit like that. I mean, back to my original point, Trump is a performance artist. I don't think anybody, truthfully, I don't think anybody actually knows how he feels about anything. I don't. I think all of this is drag. Like, truthfully. He's a performance artist that has truly centered. The only thing that's been consistent about Trump is that he serves himself. That's it. Every single thing that he's done consistently has aligned with that. Everything else, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think he used to be a Democrat. Didn't he used to be a Democrat or some shit like that? I don't know. I kind of looked into his history at some point years ago and then threw out what I didn't care to keep in my head. But yeah, he like, there's a lot of advantages to Trump acting that way towards Mamdani. But Mamdani is smart, and you could tell how he was using the meeting strategically with Trump. That's what I'm saying. I'm 99.99% sure that he's not doing anything out of character. You have to work with people that you hate, especially when they're the president. Okay, it's like you don't. And by the way, all of this is not directed at this person. I'm talking about the general questions I've gotten, comments I've seen, things like that. So, also, Trump might be gay, honestly. I don't even mean that in like a oh, I'm throwing shade. Like, there's nothing wrong with being gay, obviously. And I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, this person's hateful. That automatically means they're DL. But like, he's shown an affinity for powerful men. Now, it could be the power part, but he doesn't seem to have that same reaction with women. But then again, you could be like, that's misogyny. I don't know. I've just seen some of the ways that he's talked about men too. Been very questionable. Maybe he's a bi queen. I don't know. But look, Bill Clinton or not, he's shown other signs of things. So anyway, that's enough talking about Trump in this way. It's weird.
Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes. Okay. It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
He seems affectionate. He was warm almost, right? I mean, like his version of warm. I've never seen him. This was unsettling. This is the nicest I've ever seen Donald Trump be to anyone. Potentially ever. What I wouldn't give to be a fly on the wall during their meeting. I am so confused. I'm not confused about Mamdani taking the meeting. He said he would meet with anyone, Trump even, if he thought it was going to improve the life of New Yorkers. And they obviously did talk about New York and affordability and blah, blah, blah. I don't think Donald Trump is good at playing pretend. He's not a good liar. He does it frequently, and he's terrible at it. He just gets away with it. I think Mamdani charmed the pants off that motherfucker. I swear to God, if he was born in this country, I'd say he'd be the next president. Trump might even fucking endorse him.
First of all, I want to applaud New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani and President Donald Trump for agreeing to meet with each other. Regardless how you feel about either one of them is irrelevant. We need the mayor of the biggest city in America, one of our most important cities and one of the most important cities in the world, and the president of our country to be on speaking terms. Like, that is a standard requirement, regardless of how you feel about them personally. Now that all that's out of the way, Zohran Mamdani being the one to request this meeting with the president after all the Islamophobia and all the disrespect and prejudice we've seen, and all the, the mudslinging we've seen from both sides towards each other. The fact that he requested the meeting and pulled up in D.C. on the president of the United States, this is just a belief of why pull-up culture is a thing. People can talk crazy about you. And I know he's talked crazy about President Donald Trump as well, but he's always said he's willing to work with the president as long as he has the care for the citizens of New York at the forefront. If they can work together to make sure the lives of New Yorkers are better, then he's willing to work with the president. He said that regardless of how much mess he's talked about. President Donald Trump ain't said the same. But you see, when you pull up on people direct to their face, they never sing the same tune. President Donald Trump said he's a rational guy. He said they both agree on one thing, is that they want a safer New York. And they both said the meeting was productive. I personally think that's all you can really ask for at this current time. This is the first meeting, if I'm not mistaken, the first time they've ever met. So if I was a citizen in New York, I'd be extremely satisfied with what I'm hearing from the results of the meeting. And I think this is a good sign for New York moving forward, especially when President Donald Trump was saying things he was going to do or wasn't going to do for New York if Zohran Mamdani won. If I was a New Yorker, I'd feel pretty good about what we have been shown was the outcome of this meeting. So salute New York and hope for y'all the best. And if you all do well, hopefully that leads to the United States of America doing well.
So what seemed clear from the Trump-Mamdani meeting is that Mamdani is clearly the alpha in that relationship.
We've just had a great meeting, a really good, very productive meeting. We have one thing in common. We want this city of ours that we love to do very well. And I wanted to congratulate the mayor. He really ran an incredible race against, a lot of smart people, starting with the early primaries against some very tough people, very smart people. and he beat him easily, and I congratulated him. And we talked about some things in very strong common, like housing and getting housing built, and food and prices, and the price of oil is coming way down. Anything I do is going to be good for New York. If I can get prices down, it's good for New York, and we've got them down, way down from last year. We have, as you know, I've been saying to a lot of people, Walmart said that Thanksgiving this year is exactly 25% less than last year, so that's good for New York, good for everybody. But I just want to congratulate. I think you're going to have, hopefully, a really great mayor. The better he does, the happier I am, I will say. There's no difference in party. There's no difference in anything. And we're going to be helping him to make everybody's dream come true, having a strong and very safe New York. And congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
I mean, at one point during the, press availability, a reporter literally asked Mamdani, do you still think Trump is a fascist? And he was ready to go, And then Trump said, no, don't worry. I got this. You can go ahead and say it. It's fine.
Clarify your answer to Stephen Nelson. He asked about your comment calling the president a fascist. And your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
Then he is asked to elaborate, do you think he's a despot? And Trump is like, it's fine. That's also fine. You can say that too.
It sounds like you had a productive discussion, but just days ago you referred to President Trump as a despot who betrayed the country. You said you'd be his worst nightmare and accused him of having a fascist agenda. Are you planning to retract any of these remarks in order to improve your relationship?
I think both President Trump and I, we are very clear about our positions and our views, and what I really appreciate about the president is that the meeting that we had focused not on places of disagreement, which there are many, and also focused on the shared purpose that we have in serving New Yorkers. And frankly, that is something that could transform the lives of the 8.5 million people who are currently struggling under a cost of living crisis, with 1 in 4 living in poverty. And the meeting came back again and again to what it could look like to lift those New Yorkers out of struggle and start to deliver them a city that they could do more than just struggle to afford it, but actually start to live in it.
And I've been called much worse than a despot, so it's not that insulting. Maybe I think he'll change his mind after we get to working together. Yes, please.
And the winner is Mamdani. He kind of owns Trump. Is this the way Putin and Xi Jinping and Nayib Bukele and Viktor Orban and Kim Jong-un, is this the way they all son Trump? Because it seemed like all you got to do is be nice to him and you have meat out of the palm of your hand. It's weird.
If I say a Republican praising a Democrat isn't shocking because they're on the same side, are y'all going to jump me? This is the Democratic dem I need for president and Lindsey Graham at Dick Cheney's funeral. It is a big club, buddy, and you are not in it. I know what you're going to say, but I cannot be the only one that watched that interview and was like, yep, that's right on track. I mean, I don't know. When Republicans slob over Democrats, it makes me think they have something in common with them. And for him to praise Mamdani for keeping on a staunch Zionist police commissioner that has terrorized the streets of New York and Arabs makes me just uneasy. I don't know. And not the fascist telling you to call him a fascist, and you still don't call him a fascist. And this is coming from someone who called Trump Hitler to his face. You have got to stand on business in that moment, because everybody knows that Trump loves a big, strong man that stands on his beliefs. And not doing that in front of, the entire world, just, and I get it. I get the memes. I get the jokes. But, again, very uneasy. Made me very uneasy.
Mamdani is meeting with Trump for the first time in the White House. Let's get ready to rumble!
Clarify your answer to Stephen Nelson. He asked about your comment calling the president a fascist.
Fascist.
And your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about.
That's okay. You can just say yes.
Okay.
Okay. It's easier. It's easier.
Yes!
explaining it.
He just said yes! Mamdani just confirmed and called Trump a fascist to his freaking face. This is what I'm talking about, people. Standing in your truth and authenticity. This right here. What a time to be freaking alive. Oh my word. I love it. Look how cool, calm, and collected our brother Kwame is. Oh, I love this.
Please.
Mr. President, Republican Elise Stefanik has campaigned multiple times by calling Zohran Mamdani a jihadist.
Jihadist?
Do you think you're standing next to a jihadist right now in the Oval Office?
No, I don't, but she's out there campaigning, and you say things sometimes in a campaign.
Oh!
She's a very capable person, but you really have to ask her about that. But I don't particularly. I think I met with I met with a man who's a very rational person.
Oh!
I met with a man who really wants to see New York be great again, and I can say again.
Oh my
because New York was great. You know when
Oh
please.
my word! I'm sorry, am I living in an alternate universe? Somebody please check my temperature, because I don't understand what is happening. Did Trump just backpedal on every nasty thing he said about Mamdani? This is Mamdani he called a communist. The Mamdani that he backed all of the negative things about Zohran. You know, those who called him jihadists and all of the negative things about Muslims. Now he's calling Mamdani a very rational person. Somebody who wants to make New York great again. Oh, you know, look at how Zohran Kwame Mamdani is standing there cool, calm, and collected. Oh, this is how you do it. Standing in your truth, authenticity, and integrity. When God is with you, even your enemies will fall like dominoes at your feet. Everything that Trump did, everything he and all of those haters did to bring Mamdani down. And here Mamdani is standing straight and tall, and all of them, especially the president of the United States, is backpedaling, calling him the most rational person, and to his face, to Trump's face, Mamdani calls him a fascist. Oh! I love this!
After seeing how the whole Mamdani Trump meeting went down, I went to conservative Reddit to see what they were saying. And it was a lot of, Trump is playing 4D chess. He's just propping him up so he can watch Mamdani fall down. I mean, if you say so, Mamdani is charming, okay? Like, it's just, he can't even help it. Zohran's face. Listen, you know what it reminds me of? Remember in The Office when Idris Elba was on and all the women were absolutely losing their minds? And he said, you know, I am aware of the effect that I have on women. He's gonna charm you, whether you want it to happen or not. Listen, we all know that Trump's gonna say something horrible about Mamdani in like 15 seconds, but in his presence, can't do it, okay? The dude is just too adorable. And the dimples get me too, Donnie. I get it.
I met with a man who's a very rational person. I met with a man who really wants to see New York be great again.
Mr. President, you said you love. What was in the air today? Because Donald Trump praising Zohran Mamdani after attacking him for months? This must be Donald Trump from an alternative universe. Donald Trump has the Republicans pissed right now for praising Zohran Mamdani. Look at this Fox News clip of how they're reacting to Donald Trump and Zohran Mamdani's press conference.
I think J.D. Vance is jealous. I think the president wants to use him as a running mate. They really got along fantastic.
Just one word, wow. Kami Mamdani, as the president has quoted, referring to his guest in the Oval Office there for the past several months, looked like best friends with President Trump now.
That's how the entire Republican Party is reacting to this. And honestly, I have the same reaction. I can't believe that Donald Trump, after going on so many unhinged rants about Zohran Mamdani in the last couple of months, that he actually praised the man. He had nothing but good things to say. He was cheese grinning the entire time. Like, I don't know. I don't know, if Donald Trump's medication that he was on today just put him in a good mood, or what the hell it was, if he's trying to, win some points back, because his fucking approval rating at 38% is horrendous. I don't know. But Fox News seems to believe, and the rest of the country seems to believe, that Donald Trump loves him some Zohran Mamdani. And I mean, we don't blame you. Everybody does.
Well, breaking fuck the news. House votes to denounce horrors of socialism ahead of Mamdani Trump meeting. The House voted 285 to 98 to approve a resolution condemning the horrors of socialism Friday morning, just hours before President Donald Trump is set to meet New York's incoming Democratic Socialist Mayor Zohran Mamdani. 86 Democrats joined the Republicans to approve the measure. 2 others voted present. No Republican voted to oppose it. Speaker Mike Johnson and House GOP leaders have decreed Mamdani's election and the next mayor of the country's largest city, citing his far-left politics, are arguing he is the new radical face of the Democratic Party. They have vowed to make him a centerpiece of their attacks against Democrats ahead of the 2026 midterm elections. Democrats on Capitol Hill have dismissed the Republican broadsides over Mamdani, and the party leaders criticized GOP-written measures ahead of Friday's vote, saying it selectively lists certain leaders and harms totalitarian regimes self-labeled as socialists. They did not, however, formally recommend a no vote. A swath of moderate Democrats, especially from New York, are uncomfortable with Mamdani's rise in their party. The debate over the symbolic measures was derailed for about 10 minutes after the Representative Maria Salazar, Republican from Florida, verbally attacked Representative Maxine Waters, Democrat from California, on the floor, accusing her of being a friend of the late Cuban dictator Fidel Castro, despite traveling to the country and seeing the abuses of his regime. Waters asked for Salazar's words to be taken down, but Salazar instead withdrew her remarks, allowing further debate to continue. A bipartisan code. So basically, they hate the fact that Mamdani won so bad that the House put a vote forward to condemn socialism, to condemn the horrors of socialism. They are condemning the horrors of socialism so bad that why can't we have a vote to condemn the horrors of fascism? Like, I'm highly confused. If you don't like socialism so much, why is it so hard to condemn fascism? Instead of that, your president chose to bar and make it illegal to be Antifa, which isn't an organization. Antifa is a phrase for anti-fascism. But yet, we have already, not we, them old bitches, have already stepped up and put a vote forward in the House of Representatives on the same day that Mamdani is supposed to be meeting with Trump in the Oval Office about socialism. They were about to do away with policy changes in the Coast Guard for swastikas, Confederate flags, and fucking nooses. But this vote was the more apparent vote. This was the vote that needed to happen. I'll keep you updated with more.
Donald Trump fawning over Zohran Mamdani is not really a surprise when you actually study the alt-right pipeline and how people decided to vote for Trump. 2024 was not the first year that the Democratic Party undermined a Democratic primary. And a lot of people who were hoping for change, who were hoping for a change from the status quo of what the Democratic Party has delivered year after year, were very pissed and went over to Trump. And while, yeah, bigotry plays a role in that, the Democratic Party wants you to rest in that sentiment. Because people have been begging for progressive economic policies for decades, like decades. And what made Trump so popular, aside from Hillary Clinton trying to utilize him so that she could win, was the fact that he offered change from the status quo. Now, whether or not he delivered on that, no. But what he promised is what got him elected. And Trump knows how to sniff out and sidle up to people who are more popular than him. And Trump knows that the more people like Mamdani run and win office, the less support he and Republicans will have. And it completely changes and wrecks their plans for the future. And the man also knows branding, so he knows that a lot of liberals and Democrats are going to look at him sidling up to Mamdani and make the very shallow leap that, oh, that must mean Mamdani is a secret Republican.
Mamdani is visiting the White House today, and all I can say is, watch your back, bro. You should have took some Haitians from Brooklyn or some Rough Riders or something with you to watch you and have your back as you go to the White House, because I don't trust this corrupt, perverted, lawless administration. You better have some people behind you, bruh, and looking in all directions when you step into 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, because, yeah, I just don't trust them.